Today I want to show you and go over some of the processes that we use in the microcosmic orbit. When we're doing the microcosmic orbit, the meditation, we're actually building our energy to build the spiritual digestive system so we can ingest energy, no matter if it's positive energy or negative energy. What we want to do is grind up that energy and be able to use that energy for our growth. It takes some practice, but it's done with a scientific formula. This formula goes back thousands and thousands of years, and there's some things that we want to go over. First of all, there's a mudra. A mudra is a hand position. So if you just take your thumb and your index finger and put that together, this is called Gama Ling, and you can rest your hands on your lap, or you can put your hand in Vajra fist, where you put your thumb under your ring finger and just fold down gently. The difference in the two, when I'm using Gama Ling, this will cool the body down. When I'm using Vajra fist, this will heat the body up. Mudras are important to connect the centers. We want everything to move smoothly. Also, you're going to take your tongue and you're going to put it on the soft palate. So move your tongue all the way back until you feel the soft palate. Like when a baby's sleeping, he's going to sleep, the tongue will just go up. When that happens, you're able to push up on the soft palate, which opens up the crown chakra, or at least helps to do that. In some of the dance classes, they talk about a hook, or some of the meditation, they'll talk about a hook pulling up, but it's much better to use the tongue and actually push up. This pulls the energy up and opens the crown chakra. We're going to work with 7 different chakras. One at the crown, one at the third eye, one at the throat. Be working with one at the heart, the solar plexus, the navel point, the sex center, and the perineum. Okay, so a chakra is a spinning circle of energy. When we're looking at the chakra, it's not this little point, we're going to open up this little point. It's this whole energy around the head. If you look at the body, the head being the positive pole and the feet being the negative pole, and then we have this energy wrapped around it, just like we would wrap copper wire around a piece of steel, we'll be able to send an electric charge up. With these spinning, the different chakras spinning at the top of the head, the third eye, the throat chakra, solar plexus, all this, and the head being positive and the feet being negative, what we're going to do is we're going to throw off a magnetic field, and that will appear as your aura. So sometimes people will see lights around you. Those lights are considered an aura. If you look at any spiritual pictures of Jesus, of Buddha, of angels, of any God picture, there's always either a circle of light or there's an energy body of light around them. And what that is, that means the chakras are open, everything is spinning perfectly, and they're sending out lights. We're going to sit straight, our feet flat on the floor, straight body. You want your chin tucked just slightly, and you're going to put your fingers in Gama Ling and just rest them on your lap. Taking in a deep breath, putting the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and what you're going to begin is by breathing, and you're going to imagine the breath is coming down the front of the body, and as you exhale, it's going to go up the back. So we can add some colors to it. The breath coming in is going to be a very cooling, white, soothing breath, and the breath going up the back is going to be a warming, heating breath. So we've got the color white coming down the front, and red, starting with orange, going up to a red and out. So some of it is going to go out into the universe, and some of it is just going to trickle down the front. So we're starting to connect the crown chakra with the third eye with the throat with the heart with the solar plexus with the navel to the sex center, that to the perineum. And we start to get an orbit of energy by breathing, inhaling down the front, exhaling up the back. So we're creating an energy flow with our breath, inhaling down the front and exhaling up the back. All right, so we're starting to get the microcosmic orbit, as it's called, to move. Now, if you want to start with this, you're going to shake on your sits bone. Just shake a little bit and shake, and let that shake go all the way up your spine, woo, and out the top of your head. Try that again. Inhale, pull all the energy down, start shaking on your sits bones, and let that spiral up and out of your head. So the energy called the Kundalini, usually at the sex center, we want that to start moving up the spine. That's part of it. When you hear about Kundalini syndrome, sometimes a person will be in meditation and they get tossed around. Well, that's because they haven't connected the mudras and they haven't connected the tongue. Once you've connected them, the energy should come in smooth and gentle, like a mist or a fog coming in, and then move through the body. Okay, so let's practice this for a little bit. Put your fingers together, feet are flat on the ground, your spine is straight, your tongue's on the roof of the mouth, and you're going to take a breath in, inhaling, bring it all the way down, and exhaling. Let it go up the back. And we'll do that for about a minute. Inhaling down the front, exhaling up the back. You may get a spontaneous smile on your face because what you're doing is you're starting to open up all the cells, all the energy, all the meridians, and all the chakras. So sometimes you'll start to smile spontaneously because you're actually smiling in the face. You're starting to get these muscles to work. Your heart's starting to open, so you're getting a smile in your heart, getting a smile in the solar plexus, your navel point, your sex energy. Everything is starting to vibrate in a certain way. So again, inhaling down the front, exhaling up the back. So how you're starting to use this type of system where you're moving it, if you see something, someone you love, and you're looking at them and you're breathing down the front and up the back, you're able to take in their energy. Or if you're at an art museum and you see a beautiful piece of art and you want to touch it, but you're not allowed to, you can still take it in just by using the breathing technique. Inhaling down the front, hold the breath for a moment, and exhale, let the breath go up the back. So you're actually pulling in the art, or pulling in the beautiful sunset, or the water, or whatever you see, anything of beauty that you want to absorb, you can take that in. Now, in life, not everything's beautiful, and sometimes we see gross things. Sometimes we see fights, or accidents, or just stressful situations. It's also energy. It's just energy, and that is like the fertilizer in life. There's the good and there's the bad, but there's really no good and bad. It's all energy, and what we're doing is we're focusing on the energy. So if I see something and it's horrifying, two people are in a fight, they're hitting each other. If you start breathing in, down the front and up the back, you're still taking in that energy, but this way you're grinding up that energy, because if you're going to grow a tree or a flower or a garden, you need fertilizer. And a lot of times when there's energy, and the energy is very gross, that's a very rich energy which you can pull through your system, grind it up, and use that as the fertilizer, and you use the beautiful stuff as the sunshine, as the beautiful stuff that brings in the harmony and peace. There are some of the advanced techniques when we're doing this meditation, and this one is called the double breathing technique. So it involves the different centers. We're going to go through them, but I want to start with the sex center and how that works. Now, I'll tell you both the male part and the female part. It's called root lock or mulban, or the women might know it as the Kegel exercise. So what we want to do is we want to lock down the sexual energy and then move that through the body, because the sexual energy is very powerful. So here's how this works. So you're going to, let me do the men's first. For the men, what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, pull all the energy down to the sex energy. Now, contract the penis, lift the scrotum, tighten the anal sphincter muscle, and squeeze your buttocks. And hold that, and then release. Again, let's go over it. So you're going to lift the scrotum, retract the penis, tighten the anal sphincter muscle, tighten your buttocks, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and relax. It'll start to build up some heat energy. Okay, for the women, it's done a little different. If you're familiar with the Kegel exercise, it's like you're going to stop yourself if you have to go to the bathroom. So here's how the actual technique works. You're going to pull down on the clitoris, fold in the lips, pull everything back, tighten the anal sphincter muscle, tighten your buttocks, inhale, hold, and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and release. Okay, so when you do it, it has a lot of advantages. For the women, if that muscle is strong, like anything else, if I went to the gym and I worked my biceps, after a month or 2, I would have a strong bicep. Okay, we don't usually work our sexual energy. When you start doing that exercise on a regular basis, you won't get prolapsed uterus, you'll start to balance out your menses, and having problems down there, you can eliminate all those problems because you're going to have, like anything else, a strong muscle with more blood flow and more energy. So you strengthen that muscle, and as a lover, you're going to be much better. For men, sometimes we have the problem of premature ejaculation. What that means is you ejaculate before you want to. So what we want to do is strengthen that muscle. So for the men, again, you're going to contract the penis, lift up on the scrotum, tighten the anal sphincter muscles, tighten the buttocks, inhale, squeeze the buttocks tighter, hold it, and relax. As we practice that energy, we can strengthen that so you won't have problems with prostate problems, with incontinence. You'll just keep a lot more blood flow in your sexual area, which will make you a better lover. And not only that, you'll be able to control your ejaculation. So by controlling your ejaculation, of course, you're going to have more power and strength. It's called Mulban or root lock. So now we'll combine it with the meditation and the double breathing technique. So again, put your hands together, Gama Ling, just rest them on your lap, take your tongue, put it on the roof of your mouth, let your body relax. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Inhale again, let it go. And one more time, inhale, and let it go. Now you're going to inhale like you're smelling a flower. So when we smell a flower, we don't go, we usually pick up a flower, we go, it smells so good. So what we're breathing high up into the head, we're taking all that in. And you can imagine you're breathing in from your nose and from both eyes as well as the third eye, and just taking a breath high up into your head, and then swallow. Take in a little more air and fill the chest. Hold the breath at the chest. Now exhale about 1/5 of the breath. Inhale again, fill up the chest. Take in a little more air, let the breath go down to the navel point, down to the sex center. Now tighten the sexual center. Pull up on the penis, contract the scrotum, tighten the anal sphincter muscles, hold that breath. And when you exhale, squeeze more and let the breath go up your spine. Relax your whole body and go back to the normal breathing down the front, a cool breath, exhaling up the back, a warming breath. Let's do it again. This time we'll do it for the women. Okay, so it's the same thing. You're going to breathe in like you're smelling a flower. When you do this, this starts to open the third eye point and the crown chakra. So you're going to inhale, swallow, which opens the throat center. Take in a little more air, fill the chest, let out 1/5 of the breath. Inhale again, pull it back into the chest, opening the heart center. Pull the breath down to the solar plexus, down to the navel point, down to the sex center. Women, you're going to pull in on the clitoris, fold in the lips, Tighten the anal sphincter muscle, squeeze your buttocks, hold it, squeeze more, and when you exhale, let the breath go up the back as you squeeze, almost like you were squeezing a tube of toothpaste. You want the energy to go up your back. Now, inhaling gently down the front, a cool white light. Exhaling up the back. You continue this. Now, if you're on the beach and the sun's going down and it's beautiful, you'd like to take it in. It's so beautiful. You can't bite it, but you want to take it in. So one of the ways you can do that is you can just breathe using the breathing technique, breathing down the front. Exhaling, let the breath go up the back. And you're imagining the sunlight or the sunset coming into the third eye, moving all the way through your body and up. So you're starting to make a connection with that and pull that into your center. This will develop your spiritual digestive system, because what we're starting to do is we're starting to ingest the energy that's in the universe. The same thing, the sun's coming up, the sun's going down, you see your friend or your lover or somebody that you really care for, a beautiful piece of art. It's the same thing. You don't even have to say anything. You can just be sitting there breathing gently down the front, up the back, and then if you want to take in more energy, you do the double breathing again, where you're breathing high up into the head, swallowing, taking a little more air, let some of the air out, inhale, pull the energy all the way down to the sexual center, tighten the sexual energy, and exhale and let it go up the back. This is a Meridian Man, where it shows all the meridians on the body. The lung, the large intestines, the stomach, the spleen, the heart. We have our energetic system with our meridians, and we also have the chakras. So before, when I pointed out the head being the positive pole and the feet being the negative pole, this is called a Meridian Man, and it shows all the meridians on the body. The lung, the large intestines, the stomach, the spleen, the heart, the pericardium, and a series of rivers running through our body. So when we're talking about chakras, although we use the meridians, we also use the chakras. If you can imagine a pole going through the top of the head like this, and it comes out at the perineum. So right on the bottom here, right between the legs, would be the perineum. And when we're talking about the chakras are spinning circles of energy. So right at the top of the head, you imagine a spinning circle of energy. Another one right at the third eye point, one at the throat center, there's one at the heart center, there's one at the solar plexus, you'll find another one right at the navel,